Well, fresh off a purple belt promotion and an IBJJF Worlds, I would say gold, but I guess it really wasn't a gold because of the DQ. But Pat Downey, how we doing, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on. We're doing great, man. Got back from Vegas last night and just finished up some fasted cardio. About to go get some lunch, take the dog on a walk, regroup, enjoy a day off the mat, and then Sunday fun day. We're right back into the grind. I got a match with Andre Petroski with Fury Grappling coming up in 2 weeks. Yep, got a seminar this weekend at Ground Control, local seminar in Baltimore. So people are around for that. But next week in Philly, fired up for that one already.
And we'll talk about Fury in a little bit here. Petroski, a good friend of mine. I'm pretty tight with that Philly gym, so I'm
Okay,
super excited for this match, man. It's gonna be a good one.
cool.
I was actually, we'll get into this later. I don't want to jump the gun, because the main thing everybody wants to hear about more is, were you expecting to get into an MMA fight at IBJJF?
Yeah, man, that story took the cake, huh? It's been pretty viral. Every outlet, Brazilian pages. I mean, I've been getting tagged nonstop. It almost feels like the CJI. After I went with Rockhold, I like blew up. I was telling my girl like I can't even use the phone. I turned the notifications off, but gone pretty viral. But to answer your question, man, nah. I texted my coach. I was representing a few gyms. I train a lot of places, but in Baltimore, my guy Jesse Swain owns American Muay Thai, which is where I train out of with Monroe Hall there in ground control. So I hit my guy Jesse, who's the striking coach. I'm like, man, guess I should have been getting some rounds in, man. I might have landed that two piece. You know what I mean? I might have connected. But nah, to answer your question, I was not expecting that. But I've competed in Russia 4 or 5 times, Dagestan, Chechnya, Ossetia, Vladikavkaz, Krasnoyarsk. I'm very familiar with the Eastern Europeans, Western. They're some of the toughest guys in the world. Their body of work speaks for itself. So obviously, I didn't expect the match to be easy. But I did expect him to have a little more humility and defeat, a little more respect, because if he would have beaten me, guarantee you I wouldn't have done that. Look at me.
Right.
Been in this game for over 10, 15 years. You've never seen me react like that to anyone. So, I mean, you can have this persona of me and call them humble Muslim mountain men, and me, I'm the white trash from Baltimore. But at the end of the day, who's the respectful man? I shake your hand, I look you in the eye, whomever you are. You're my ops from Penn State. You beat me in a fight. Whatever the competition is, if you beat me, you're better. So I shake your hand.
Well,
So
it almost looked like you thought he was gonna come shake your hand in that video. Is that what you thought?
I thought he woke up and was coming to the senses that the match was over, and he was approaching me, and I put my hand out, and then he shoves me. And my eyes, you see my reaction. I'm like,
Yeah, you were
whoa.
like, whoa.
So I put the mouthpiece back in, and I'm like, all right, let's run it. Because, you know, I guess you lose in grappling, you want to try some striking.
Well, his name is Shamil Murtazaliev. Is there potential there for a super fight, a super match between you two someday because of this?
Oh, that'd be sick. I mean, I'll run it back if he wants to, he's got to go back to the mountains and get a little better though. He's got to give me, I mean, I was up 8-0, 6 advantages, and then I put him to sleep. It was, you know, not even my most competitive match was that the guard player I played in the semis. He's the only guy who gave me a challenge, a 2-0, so a guy like that, they got to get a better version of him to interest me. Somebody else from his region that is better than him, I would consider that as a super fight. But no, that guy's just not on my level yet. So
Dude, the it was so priceless, man. It was so
yeah,
good.
I mean, this gesture apparently is what got me DQ'd. Now
Really?
here's how racist the IBJJF. Yeah, the whole time he's asleep, they're keeping me on the mat because they're discussing the disqualification.
Right.
Now he got woke up, threw a temper tantrum, and got banned for 2 years. But I still got DQ'd. If he wouldn't have reacted like that, he would have been given the gold. So the irony is, where did I learn this from?
Oh, I don't know. So many people, but who?
So many people,
Like everyone.
so many Brazilians after they kill, after they submit, the ippon, the finish, the
Sure.
knockout. I just did that to submit you for an IBJJF blue belt world title, and I'm doing is emulating the gesture I've seen done at your federation that you've never. I've never seen them penalize. I've seen them penalize Marigulli for flipping off an opponent's coach.
Right.
I've seen that disqualified, but I've never seen them after a successful submission penalize a Brazilian for doing this gesture. Oh, coincidentally, the gringo who just ran through your bracket, who's about to do the same at the absolute, now I can't get on the podium and collect my medal. So I just think they didn't want me running through the absolute afterwards.
Well, I mean, amidst the chaos, did it feel good to get the purple belt? I imagine that was awesome.
Yeah, man, Monroe Hall, man, my grappling coach here in Baltimore surprised the hell out of me. So I was so geeked because I was a little mad at first and like, sad and mixed emotions. Like, hey,
Sure.
where's my medal? Where's my podium picture? But the only reason I came here was because I just got promoted to blue belt 2 weeks ago, and I was told if I come there here to win, I get my purple belt. So that's the goal. That's the totem. I'm from Baltimore. It matches every outfit I got. So Raven Nation, we smoking on purple. However you want to think about it, we like that purple belt. I'm gonna keep that belt for a while. I'm actually going to resist the brown belt now.
Well,
I
that
don't want
that's
to keep ascending.
that's my question. Are you out here sandbagging? Like, how are you only a purple belt, my man?
Yeah, I mean, no, I just started training jujitsu 6 months ago full time.
Crazy.
I've been a part of camps, MMA camps, and grappling camps. I made my jujitsu debut a few years ago against Ryan, but I still continued to wrestle. Then got canceled, took an MMA fight with no grappling or striking experience. So I'm really refining myself as an athlete. I'm getting this black belt. I'm going in the path, and I started off as a white belt because I didn't know the 12 basic submission.
Right.
Then I earned the blue belt from my coach, and now I earned the purple belt because I just successfully did my first ever submission. Like I've been a wrestler my whole life, so in my vision is to become the fastest black belt ever.
Hmm.
That would be great. You know what I mean?
Do you know what the record on that is?
I've heard from different people. I think the judo player Travis Stevens got the fastest, our judo Olympic champ.
Yeah.
The tough white dude from up north. I've never trained with him, but I've watched him. I think all my studies have led me to him being the fastest American black belt.
Do you have like
But
how long was that ish?
Achilles Rocha just earned his black belt at 18, and it took him since he was 4. He's been
Nuts.
doing it since he was 4 or 5 years old. So it could be a life journey, or it could be maybe a year and a half, 2 years if you got a background like me or some of these other guys. Maybe
Hey man, 2 year black belt would be hell of impressive.
that's what I'm thinking, right? I feel like it's attainable based on the not that I'll compete at IBJJF Worlds again, but if in theory next year I could go win again and get brown. Next, and then I could just do that again the year after, 2 years, and have black. So, maybe 2 years, 2.5 years it could take, but that's all. That's my plan. We make plans and God laughs. So I'm just
Well,
on the journey.
before I get into Petroski, two more questions about plans. Obviously, CGI is on the docket next year. You were disappointed with how it went this year. Obviously, grappling decisions can be a little weird sometimes. So, you looking to
Mhm.
get back in there and get that $1 million?
Yeah, yeah. I really hope they have a more clear, defined rule set too for the judges and the fans and the scoring, the ref scoring points. Maybe they add some points to make it a public scoring so we know who's winning and losing, and it's not just opinionated. But regardless, I've gotten so much better from that. It was a great learning experience. Um, would love the opportunity. They've already told me I'm on it, so I'm ready to go. CJI 2 in August. I'm definitely going to run that back, and I'll redeem myself and get that million. That'll feel good. And I've intentionally not signed any exclusive deals. I got an exclusive deal with Polaris, but that's only in London. So I
Right.
compete only for Polaris in the United Kingdom. But other than that, I'm I'm a free agent. I'm my own entity. I'll go wrestle. I'll go grapple with Fury, and then I'll go to Spokane submission in Washington. And if UFC Fight Pass wants me on, Flow Grappling wants me on, if One Championship wants me on, I'm not in an exclusive deal. So CJI is definitely happening again.
Well, and that's a good transition to my next question because you see names like I'm looking at the ceiling. No, I'm just kidding. But you see names like Musemeci and Gordon Ryan now talking with UFC and doing UFC stuff. Like, have they
Yeah.
reached out to you at all? Is that something of interest to do? Like, I don't know exactly what their plans are.
Um, who? Gordon
No, no,
or
like the
Mikey?
UFC. Like, I don't know what their plans are in
Oh,
terms of their grappling league, so to speak.
Yeah, I keep hearing different things about it. I mean, I just watched Nicky Rob Pixley on that Fight Pass card. So, I mean, I know they're putting on professional matches. Um, I mean, I heard something about a reality TV show. It's nothing I would ever consider. And I think that's for like younger men. You know, I have a whole, I'm trying to create my family here. I'm not going to go and be a part of some spectacle. I miss my dog and my girl too much. I would
Yeah, you don't
never,
need that.
I don't even, yeah, consider that. But you're going to pay me to compete against whomever, Gordon, Mikey, Nikki, there's a whole hit list, that can get it. So I'm down with all that. I want all the smoke, but yeah, I'm good on any reality TV shows, or I don't need to be a part of that shit.
Well,
Yeah.
first up, Andre Petroski in Philadelphia. Tell me about Andre. What are your thoughts on him?
I don't know him personally, but I just seen him throughout his fighting career claiming to be the best grappler in MMA. So I was like, oh, okay, bold statement, Cotton. Let's see how that matches up December 28th. Because I was just grappling with Hamzat for a month, and I think he's the best grappler in MMA. So uh, we'll see how he matches up compared to Hamzat and Bo Nickel and some of the guys that I think are up there on my level. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have to prove something to me.
And interestingly enough, last night at Cage Fury, I was sitting next to Joe Pyfer, Petroski's teammate. And Pyfer, we were talking a little bit about you and Andre, and he said, you maybe wanted a match with Pyfer, or there's some history there. Is that true at all? Do you know anything about this?
Well, I just know both of them they compete for Fury, and I know they're both Philly guys.
Hmm.
So when Jonathan reached out to me, the promoter, asked me about either one of them. I didn't like go out I didn't know who I was going to be competed against. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those two were the names that were given to me, and I said yes to both. And then it went radio silence after I said yes to both. So I started figuring that maybe there was some fear from them, or maybe there was some hesitation. And then I'm hearing that they got to get confirmation from their managers, and White's got to okay it that I'm allowed to
Mm.
be the opponent. And Pfeiffer was telling me because I eventually ended up tagging both of them, and I said something along the lines like, "Hey, I'll smash both you boys back to
Okay.
back, same night. Fury, pay me double." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did say that, and then we got to bantering, and they want him against a UFC guy like Paul Craig matchup, which is
Right.
understandable. If you're in the UFC and you got guys from competing in different promotions, you probably want to keep it amongst your own athletes because you don't have these other athletes exposing your brands. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure.
'Cause, I mean, what does it look like if a guy who's not attached to the UFC like me just smashes their guy? Which is really cool that they're allowing me the opportunity. So before I get sounding cocky, I just want to thank Andre Petroski for accepting the match. I did that in the post too. Like nothing but respect for him and Joe, both tough East Coast guys. And after we're done with our competitive matches and our competition, like I'm totally open to cross training because like got to value guys that are big and tough and athletic because it's really hard to find tough training partners. And at the end of the day, we're all Americans. I want to see these guys do well against whomever they're fighting in the UFC. It's no hate or bad blood. I just I just got to get paid, and I just got to show these guys that I'm the best, beast of the East.
No, they're good dudes for sure. That whole Marquez MMA and Jonathan Webb, he
Yeah,
has a gym too. Great squad. So
right.
excited for the match. Afterwards, have you had a Philly cheesesteak before? Do you have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite, but I love every fucking cheesesteak in Philly, bro. I'm from Baltimore. You know what I mean? Philly's like Baltimore. You got the 12
Similar.
o'clock boys that ride down here. Y'all are 90 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I come up, I'll stay for a couple of nights, and we'll definitely have a rowdy crowd of my hooligans. So we'll be going out. You got a cheesesteak spot you recommend?
Oh, dude, there's one right. That's a 2300. There's one right there called John's Roast Pork.
All right.
Delicious. And if that's closed, I don't know. They're all good cheesesteaks. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really fuck it up in Philly, right? I mean,
No,
goddamn, you can't
you
ruin the cheesesteak there.
you can't go wrong, man. But
Yeah,
Pat, before I get you out of
it's
here,
like crab cake in Baltimore.
exactly, dude. Anywhere down like Chesapeake area, it's like, no, you're gonna have good
Yeah,
crab.
yeah, yeah.
It's gonna
It'd
be
be
good,
good.
man. But
Mm.
Pat, man, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Before I get you out of here, aside from Fury, anything else all the fans should be on the lookout for?
No, man, appreciate you answering me some cool questions and recapping with the tournament and about what I got coming up. After Fury, I probably knock out some seminars in January and and hard training camp because I'm competing February 8th for Polaris. So I'm not gonna risk getting banged up for that one because it's I'm on Team North America and we got to go take out Team Europe. So after Andre, man, I'm gonna be keeping the ball rolling and looking to trying to compete almost once a month. That's the goal for 2025. So
Damn.
stay tuned.
Love it, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in December 28th, Fury Grappling, Pat Downey, Petroski. And this guy's not really that quiet, so I'm sure you'll see him on the timeline and around. But Pat Downey, you the man. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
man.